Kuna kitu kama medical lawyer? What does a medical lawyer do? Anatetea magonjwa. How? Ebu, please, let me in the medical lawyer's world.
So, medical lawyers, what they actually do is that they actually, kama kuna kesi ya mgonjwa hajachitiwa vizuri, or the rights of a sick person are like violated, when they go to court, they like tetea for them.
They like tetea for them. Thank you for that clarification. At least me sikuwa najua. Nilikuwa nafikiria, we should not finish malaria. We should not. That's what I thought a medical lawyer is. But thank you for clarifying that. Sasa, what would you like to become ukimaliza shule?
A doctor.
A doctor. Nice. Just a doctor, ile medical doctor.
A cardiologist.
Cardiologist. Cardiologist ni waroho, si ndio? So you'll be dealing with heartbreaks. Si ndio? Hawa wajui, si cardiologist, all heart problems. For real. Ma heart transplants ni nini, si ndio? All the best, Maze. I wish you all the best in your cardiology journey. Sasa?
Reporting live from Rift Valley Club. This is
This is your camera?
That one.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Reporting live from Rift Valley Club. This is Precious Ongoi, and I'm here to tell you about.
Uko sawa, umeanza vizuri sana. Mpatieni makofi ya confidence. Wazi.
So what I feel about where I am currently, I think Nakuru Girls High School is the best place to be. We nurture our talents. Trust me, we have the greatest journalism club in the school. And that's why I'm here today. I want to learn about being a perfect journalist because the future looks bright. And I think the way I market myself, that's how I'm going to get my job. Thank you.
Sawa basi. Short and straight to the point. Our reporters from the ground wamesharudi. You're confident enough to say something now? You're ready? Sawa. Your cameraman ako sawa.
This is Michelle Jerry reporting live from Sports Ground. Journalism is one of the best career path that you can take. Christ the King, the school that definitely just from the word says that Christ is indeed the King. It is the school that helps us to nurture our talents, and one of them being journalism. I am standing here right now. I want to sell out our school. Our school is the best. Trust me. I am there. I know what I'm saying. Right now, I am nurturing my talent in journalism. 2 years from now, not even 2 years, in fact, 1 year since I am finishing this year, together with my other colleagues who are also doing journalism. When we go out there, we can get the market. You can sell out yourself because we are taught how to be confident, how to be you, not trying to be anybody else. See, you need to express yourself on what you're doing, on what you're saying. Journalism is one of the best career paths to take. Example is Dr. Kingori, our guest here, and we appreciate you. Please wave your hand so that we may be able to see you. Thank you.
Asante.
So, journalism, it does pay well. I would advise all of you actually to take journalism. If you can be able to do it, then that's fine. And thank you so much.
Asante. Asante sana. I have to give it up to everyone who's spoken. You have very good public speaking skills. And one thing I'll tell you is, yes, kuna watu watakuwa journalists, and if not journalists, very good pastors. I have seen it. I have seen it. I have seen it. Our reporters from ground wameshafika? Wameshafika? Aya, who was the first to come back? Oh, you came back first? Sawa. You'll tell us which stand you visited, 2 things that you have learned that you're willing to share with people who are watching you. Sindio? Alafu usome kama news. Sindio? Aye.
Before you is Kelia Kinyi from Nakuru Girls High School. We're here for the career talk. And I visited the SIUK stand where they inform us about the international studies and they help with the placements. One thing I learned is that for the placements, it's whatever you attain in your form for academic end of year. The KCSE that you'll sit, it is whatever you'll get is whatever will place you better. So I'd advise all of us who are still studying that it will be better for us to attain good grades, which will be better, will enhance our chances to be placed better. And I also learned that there are very many universities ready for placements from Kenya. We have Canada, USA, Australia, and many more, which are also better. They accept us, and where we get to interact with each other and learn also the diversity of the world. The studying abroad is really nice because you get to learn from others, whatever you also have here in Kenya, and you also get to interact with others and you expound on your knowledge about the world. You get to learn the different cultures and expound yourself. You get to also sell yourself as a
seconds. Give us what you've learned. Okay. Your time starts now.
This wonderful sunny morning, we got a chance to come to the Rift Valley Sports Launch. And here, I got a chance to go and visit to the J Quad, that is Jomo Kenyatta University. And one thing that I learned about them, one, is that they start from the certificate, then you can proceed to the diploma, and then the degree, the master's, and then the PhD. And then I asked about the journalism, and one thing that they told me that most people don't know and what makes them unique is that they have the studios and best of lectures. So
Three,
as a
two,
journalism, as a journalist, I guess that's the best place I'd want to go. And if you don't want to travel that much, you can go to their campuses, like
I visited the Chemo Strand, and one of the things I learned about Chemo Strand was that for one to pursue a Bachelor of Arts in Communication and Journalism, one has to attain a mean grade of C plus and at least a C plain in English. Fair enough, right? Thank you.
Wow. Hey, manze. Hey, manze. Now I want to ask you one question. Mbona mfanyangi hizi vitu, unaget? And then you share them. Why? You have a journalism club? On vile mko na talent pana. Why don't you do this? Okay. Do you do mko na school journal? Okay, what does your journalism club do? School. There's a present from Kenya Methodist University to it's Nyaluak, sindio? Sawa, wapi makofi yako?
Journalism club in our school usually present news on
Yes.
Monday and Friday.
Wow.
If there's something interesting that happened out here, we get
Yes.
the newspapers in the morning, and by
Yeah.
assembly time, we have the news.
Yes.
And if maybe we had sports or music festivals, we'll have something interesting about it. We do not have a journal, reason being we have not had conducive time to make one, because like this year we have 2 academic years, the form 3s and form 4s. It's very tricky to do something like that, and yet you have lessons all day long.
But the most encouraging thing I've seen today is that people are being nurtured, which is good. Keep on keeping on. Christ is the King. Nyi mnafanyanga nini ya journalism in your club?
So about journalism in our school,
Yes.
first we get information from the computer lab, like
Yes.
we get access to the internet,
Yes.
then browse what has been happening. Then maybe on Monday or on Friday we get to present it on behalf, as in front of everyone.
Yes.
Then sports, we have interclass competitions. We also present that. We also do some plays. We act. Yeah,
Yes.
that's all.
Wow. Wapi makofi yao? Asante sana. And this is just an example. This does not only go for journalism class. If you can get a chance to practice, get a chance to interact with what you want to become, give it your best. And one thing I've got to give to everyone I have seen here today, you don't need, I'm not hustle here, public speaking. You guys are very confident, and that's one thing you need. You need confidence, and you need content. And kuambia you guys, do something random. The randomness is to test your spontaneity. Like, can you, ukiambiwa sai, something is happening. Can you inform someone who is not here? Can you tell someone who's not here what's happening here in a way that they feel like they are here themselves? You guys have the confidence. So I wouldn't rule anyone out hapa in terms of journalism. If you want to be a journalist, you've got what it takes. Who is our next reporter on ground? East side. Sawa. Give her the microphone.
Hi, welcome to our NTV briefing. I'm Karimeri Asta from NAKURU Girls High School. I had an opportunity to interview the St. Paul University, and it's an amazing university, and they majorly based on journalism. And one thing I learned from them is that parents, if you want your students to come to St. Paul University. It's a spiritual, and they grow spiritually and morally. Their journalism club was able to get awards for the national best film in 2017, 2018, and 2019. So if you want to be a journalist, that's the best school. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Tukiendelea, please allow me to invite our panelists on set kwa sababu we are just about to begin. Mr. Wycliffe Dunde tulikuwa naye jana. He works for the Institute for Human Resource Management. Wao ndio waandika wase job. You don't want to miss information yenye yako nayo. Please, karibu. We are about to start. One of the people I was very excited pia to meet, Leo. Yes? Yes? Sawa. So one of the people pia I was very excited to meet, and I was hoping she would accept to come talk to people pia, is a lady we met in Mombasa. Akona, yani if you can get a hold of her tukitoka hapa akuambia hata kitu moja about academics na careers, is a lady wa Masinde Muliro University, I believe, anaitwa Dr. Teresa. I've never seen so much content in one person in a long time. Wapi makofi yake? Ndio ule. Anakuja. Maze. Kama mimi ningekuwa naweza pata masikio 4 for this session. Msiende. Hatujamaliza. Asante sana. Maze, wapi makofi yake mu? Asante. Ni imeisha? Iko? Si tunaweza gift journalism students wetu. Yes, alafu all our exhibitionists, our partners, if you have something we can gift to our journalism students, we'll assign you ambassadors. Mtu atasell the best program you have, and then you will gift them on our behalf. Is that possible? Propose work. Tuko sawa? Naona study abroad. I know this is short notice and it's an ambush, but hata brochure iko poa, si ndio? So that we can learn more about our partners wenye wametusaidia to make this event possible. Study in the UK, study in Canada. Tuko sawa? Masinde Muliro, we have something for these wonderful people. Bas, that's good news. Gretza. Huo ni Chereste naona. Wewe. Mambo. Gretza wamekuja na government na asemi. Jifiche kabisa. Mmeletea watu kitu. Najua it's a short notice. Kuna keki. Wazi. Sawa. Si tunaweza celebrate na keki. Courtesy of Gretza University. Sawa. Basi, Gretza, that is good vibes. Chereste, nimefurahi sana kukuona. Long time. Last time nilikuona ni before COVID. You are COVID years old now. Mazi, I'm so happy. Tuko na Mount Kenya University, MKU. Mlitu represent poa sana jana kwenye panel. Sam, nimekuona, asante. Tuko na kitu for our students? Other than the wonderful courses we are offering, si ndio? Sawa. Tutawasendia ambassador kutoka hapa. Kama tuko na giveaways, itakuwa very, very good vibes. KMTC? No, si KMTC. Brochure, wapatie brochure. Kuna watu wanataka kusoma medicine hapa. It's a very good school. Any nafasi ya watu kusoma medicine, lazima to promote kabisa. Thika School of Medical and Health Services. Make sure you visit that stand. Na someone who will tell me something unique about the Thika School of Medical Sciences, I'll have a gift for you. The most unique thing mtu ataniambia about the Thika School of Medical Services. Thank you, Kemu Maze. Ijua, I didn't notice how Ijua ni moto until Kemu came through. You came through. Asante sana. JKUAT, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Asante sana for representing shule kubwa pia. I believe you have some good vibes for the students. Sawa. We'll send you an ambassador. Those are our partners. Those are the people who have made us, who have helped us make this event possible. Kuna Masinde Muliro kwanza wanatu represent kwa panel. That is very good. You'll get to hear more about them. Kuna Kasneb. Oh, Kasneb Mutiani tu. Mutiani. Alafu there are a few gentlemen I met. Akina Amos na Koech.
Okay.
They have a very interesting platform ya kusaidia wasee kupata job. And I think that's one of the brilliant ideas nimekutana nazo in a long time. Nasundwa. Nilikuwa nafikiria amehepa job leo. Aya wazi. Happy to see you. Our reporters from ground. We're about to start. Our panelists, kuna wengine, I want to believe wamefika. Yani leo ni power panel mpaka tukianza introduce kila mtu, you'll feel like we're introducing the president. We have Mr. Stephen Wawero, who is the chairman of the College of Pure and Applied Sciences. Mr. Stephen Wawero. Ako pande gani? Pure and Applied Sciences. Steve tulimit Steve jana is one of the happiest people. Ni poa sana kwanza hata uko hapo kwa desk ya JQuat. Tuma watu wa kuharas hapo for more information. He's the chairman for the School of Pure and Applied Sciences. He's also our panelist. Alafu I believe we are ready for that conversation. Tunafaa kuwa pia na Mr. Joseph Wamunga from the NAKURU training. Kumbe uko hapa. Mtu asivae, mnavalisha aje kiti nguo same na mheshimiwa ni nini? They shouldn't do that again. Karibu sana Joseph. We'll have that conversation in a bit. Our next reporter on ground ni nani? Sawa, please come.
Thank you for joining me. Good morning and welcome. We are the Rift Valley Golf Club and we're here for a career talk for our high school students who are joining university. From the many institutions that I've attended here, we have the Eldoret National Polytechnic. It is 160 kilometers from Nakuru town, located in the North Rift Valley, 4 kilometers from Eldoret town. Well, this institution offers artisan courses for the students with a mean grade of D- for 1 year, craft courses for D+ and D grade for 2 years, diploma courses for C- and C grade and above for 3 years. Well, and we have higher diploma courses for those who have finished diploma and degree courses. For more information, visit www.tenpas.ac.ke for more information. My name is Cynthia Undokom.
Wow, Ace! Kai! Hey, manzi. Wow. If those are journalism students, not journalism students, aspiring journalism students, when you wanna ongea and you feel like you're actually in the media, then I can trust a doctor from you to treat me. No, for real, for real. That is very encouraging. That's very encouraging. Our next reporter from the ground. Sawa. 20.
Right here you've got Anne Muthoni, reporting live from NTV News. I've visited Masinde Muliro University. Something interesting about them, they nurture our talents. Talents like sports, dramas, and so much more. Something more interesting, they pay a half of your school fees for the whole year. Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
It is located in Kakamega. Thank you.
Asante sana. Wow, 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 wow. Asante. Asante sana. Kuna mtu hajasema kitu from our reporters on ground? Anyone? Anyone who has not said anything? Sawa. Last but not least, sindio? Aya.
Okay, guys, hope you're doing well. This is Sandra.
No, wait. Tunasoma kama news. We umetukasirikia. But that's wapi makofi ya confidence kwanza. Pole, it's my fault. Sikukubusha watu. You do it like the news. Imagine ukiwatch TV alafu well, okay guys, we are Kai, man. Wow. Aya, we start again. Confidence ibaki hiyo hiyo bado. Twende.
This is Sandra Nyaboke, also known as Sanya M from Aspire. Something that I learned from Aspire, as the name just says, they aspire. They aspire people to go to study abroad. You can go countries like Canada, Australia, Ireland, USA, and UK. And the popular programs are business, arts, education, engineering, science and IT, environment and social work, health sciences and nursing. For more information, visit www.thereaspire.com. Thank you.
Asante sana, wapi makofi yake? I will guarantee you that wewe usipokuwa journalist, you will work for the government. No, serious, that's very true. If you don't become a journalist, you will definitely work for the government. Wapi makofi ya volunteers? Asante sana. And an interesting thing I've learned, wakati watu wameitangwa kuvolunteer, when you stand up, alafu you take the, unaitwaje, when you stand up na utoke, inakuanga gift of taking initiative. I salute you. Asanteni sana for the participation. And I believe you should visit the stands that you've represented. They should have something for you. If they don't, come and tell me. Alafu, kuna Eldoret National Polytechnic pia. I want someone to, in their own time, please go find something unique about the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Kuja uniambie. If it's more unique than what I already know, I have a gift for you. The same applies to Easy Zingine. All our stands. If you have something, I know they are offering very special courses, but if you have the most unique thing about any of our exhibitors, any of our partners who have made this event possible, I have a gift for you. Asante sana. Wapi makofi ya our volunteers? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I believe tuko sawa, Kevo? Tuko sawa? Aya. Are you guys ready for the panel discussion? Mko tayari? I would also encourage you to prepare some questions, kwa sababu this is not our session, it's your session. Sio ya NTV, it's your session. So we are going to introduce the conversation from the panel pale, alafu we are going to bring it to you. We are going to bring it to you. Sindio? Mko tayari? Aya, sawa sawa basi. Asante sana. This is coming to you live from the Nakuru, the Rift Valley Sports Ground. I'm Dr. Kingori, and this event is the Nation Media Group Higher Education Career Fair and Skills Expo, skills training for the job market right now in the present environment. This event has been made possible by different partners, exhibitors from the Kenya Methodist University, JKUAT, the Thika School of Medical Sciences, Gretsa University, Masindo Muliro University. This is the place to be as far as information on the careers and the job market is concerned. I'm Dr. Kingori. I'll be your host, and we have very wonderful schools. I believe one is introduced by acclamation to Kona. Christ is the King. High school, wapi makofi yao? Basi, let's also hear it for Nakuru Girls High School. Sawa sawa. Now we cross over to our panelists for a power discussion on skilling for the current job market. Alafu kwa panel tuko na Mr. Joseph Mwangi from the Nakuru Training Institute. Tuko na Steve. Tuko na Dr. Teresa. Na tuko na Mr. Wycliffe from the IHRM. Sindio? I believe we are ready for the conversation kwa sasa. It's a very, very timely conversation as we had yesterday. Skilling in the current job market. And for the introduction, I believe Joseph will start us off. You had some very interesting things about the Nakuru Training Institute, things that hata mimi mwenyewe zingine sikuwa najua. Would you please introduce us to the Nakuru Training Institute as far as training is concerned, people who probably have lost hope ever getting formal certification?
Thank you so much, Dr. Kingori. My name is Joseph Mwangi Omoga from Nakuru Training Institute. I'm the principal. Our institute was established in 2002, and we offer skills to work training programs for the youths. That means that we offer job-specific skills training, where we engage the youths, some of them that have not finished high school and those that have finished. We have programs for each cadre of the population. Then we do the orientation, we train them, we counsel them, and we take them towards certification. After certification, we again work with them for job placement, either through attachment, and we also source jobs for them. And further, those that have an appetite to start a business, we give them revolving fund to start their business, and then we work with them to establish those businesses. So that's what we've been doing. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Interesting that you'll use the word appetite in that statement. Appetite to start a business. Interesting. I think I'll borrow that terminology for somewhere. Mr. Steve, tuambie something about applied sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Kingori.
Karibu.
I just want to thank Nation Media for giving us this platform. Now, in JQuat, we are known for engineering courses. We are the best in engineering courses. We have students from all over Africa. In our last graduation, we had students who graduated from Nigeria, Cameroon, and even part of Morocco. Now, in College of Applied Science, we do teach mathematics. We have statistics. We have computer science. We have software engineering. These are engineering-based courses. And to mention a few, I'm a software engineer. Personally, I'm a software engineer. And I think in this county, we are only 2 software engineers. And I think this is an interesting course, very nice course. My colleague works for Google and Microsoft. And I also do consultation for Google. These courses in engineering are well understood in Africa and in East Africa. So these are college that provides engineering programs.
Interesting. Nakuru County, just to put it into perspective of how heavy that title is, Nakuru County has only 1 governor and 2 software engineers. That's how scarce that is. Like, how does it concern you that there's only 2 software engineers? Ama those, the 2 of you are enough?
It's a concern, Dr. Kingori. The software engineers we have undergraduate. We have several undergraduates, over 50 undergraduate software engineers. The unique thing about the 2, these are the only software engineers at PhD level. So there is at the undergraduate level.
And software engineer, for those who may not know, please clarify. Miupenda kuklarifiwa is not a polite name for hackers.
Now, in software engineering, there's a person equipped with skills from cybersecurity. We have coding, we have blockchain, we have hybridization of artificial intelligence and machine learning. It is an all-round person in computing. This is a person who can teach computer science. If this person becomes a lecturer, this person can teach cybersecurity. This person can deliver in information technology. So this is an all-round person. In IT, we have students who pursue Bachelor of Science in IT. Others pursue Bachelor of Science in networking, Bachelor of Science in computer technology. So, but in software engineering, these are courses that incorporate all these disciplines.
Asante sana. You've also noticed how humble and modest Mr. Steve is, because the whole speech amekuwa akisema this is a person, yet he is the person. Dr. Teresa from Masinde Muliro University, you have such a great wealth of information as far as careers is concerned. I'd like you to introduce yourself and say something about Masinde Muliro University and something that can charge these young people as far as what is waiting for them is concerned.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kingori. My name is Dr. Teresa Okoth from Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. I'm the director in charge of career services. At Masinde Muliro University, we have a student population of over 15,000, and we offer a variety of market-driven courses. We have medicine. We offer courses in medical sciences, clinical medicine, optometry, among others, which are quite unique in the market. If you want to know how to deal with disasters, we do disaster management. We have School of Business. So if you want to be an accountant, if you want to be a career educator like myself, we have School of Education. We have social sciences, among many other courses. Now, in addition, what makes us unique is that we offer talent scholarship. We are very good in the sports as well. I mean, Dr. Kingori must know that we are in the Kenya League. I'm not sure how many universities have their teams there in rugby. So you can join through talent scholarship if you are talented in any other area, and we'll sponsor you part of the tuition fee. So you're welcome. We're also located in the tropical rain forest of Kakamega.
Haya, sawa sawa. Ukisema talent scholarships, I assume we have people out here working with a degree in rugby. As in, what if that's the only thing you're talented in? Ukiingia class, how utashika kitu?
It cannot be the only thing. There must be some latent talent somewhere.
Yes.
So rugby will be an added advantage. And now about this event, I believe this is a very important event. Students grapple with a number of questions. Well, I'm good in mathematics, I'm not good in languages, I'm good in this. What are the career options available for me? And as Form 4s here today, they're about to select courses with the Kenya University Central Placement Service. They're wondering, I selected this and I've been picked to do this other course. Why? And I did not pick it. So I believe this is a very great opportunity to answer some of those questions so that students are able to know what are some of the mistakes we make that could make me be called to a course or be placed to a course that I did not choose. So I want to urge those who are still out there who are working in, please come and clarify as the students wait to sit their KCSE exams. Thank you.
Asante sana. Our last but not least panelist was here with us yesterday, Mr. Wycliffe Ndunde from the Institute of Human Resource Management. He has such a wealth of information that we did not finish yesterday. We had to rewind and come back again, selector. Mr. Wycliffe, please, something for the students as far as what they need to prepare with for the job market.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kingori. As you've heard, my name is Wycliffe Ndunde Mongasia. I represent the Central Rift chapter for the Institute of Human Resource Management. Our national chair is Mr. Onyango. We have around 8 chapters under the Institute of Human Resource Management. Actually, this is a body that was established under the Human Resource Management Professional Act number 52 of 2012. And actually our main mission is to regulate and promote the practice of human resource profession. So basically after you've gone through the learning institutions, the learning processes, you'll end up at the end of the day, you start looking for a job. So the Institute of Human Resource Management would like to encourage the students who are pursuing various courses and various professions that by the time you get to a point whereby you need to look for a job, this institute will be there to make sure you get your job on merit and in a professional way. Basically, apart from what you learn from school, you will also be expected to be equipped with other what we call the yesterday soft skills. There are many, maybe we'll get another time to discuss, but your leadership, your communication skills, how you relate with others should be coupled with the information or the knowledge you get from school. Thank you so much, Dr. Hari.
Asante sana. I think Joseph, I'll come to you. You also mentioned something very interesting in the morning, and I believe it will be a great opener for this conversation, that we have people who are very good out here with skills, but they need a certain level, they need to be certified, and there are structures for the same so that they can be able to access certain platforms of employment. Would you please tell us more about that?
Yes, thank you. In Kenya, we have the regulators in the TVET authority, in the TVET sector, and our institute is registered under the TVET authority. We have so many people who are trained in the job market, like tailors or plumbers or hairdressers or masons, mafundi, or mechanics, but they don't have certification. They don't have a document that can demonstrate to another person their competence besides the skills, given an opportunity for an interview. So what we do, we approach these people in the spirit of lifelong learning, and so that they can promote continuity in skills. They come, we do, based on the Kenya National Qualifications Authority framework, on credit accumulation and transfer system that was just registered in November last year, but we have been doing it. We book them for exams like in NITA or any other examination body, and once they are certified, it gives them various benefits. Number one benefit is that if they are in the construction industry, they can use their certification document for registration by bodies like the National Construction Authority. Then that gives them opportunities even to get the short-term contracts and tenders within the county and recognition, because NCA is a regulator also in the construction sector. And there are equivalent regulators in the other sectors, just to mention. Number two, with that certification, it gives them the self-confidence and even to market to the other people that TVET sector is not for the failures. You can be able to earn a living out of it. In fact, even in the countries abroad, the skills are the ones that are in high demand. There are countries that are sourcing for people from even our country because they have skills gaps. So these persons can be able to get a certification and then be able to do lifelong learning. They can be able to advance their skill. If once we do the recognition of prior learning and we realize that this person's competencies can be certified by NITA at grade level 3, then they can be able on their own ways to proceed to grade 2, grade 1. And remember, somebody without a KCSE certificate can be able to start at grade and even get a technical diploma or a technical degree in Kenya without going to high school. It has worked, and we are promoting that. Thank you so much.
Asante sana. And this degree that someone would get through that process is an equivalent or to any other institution degree.
Yes, the Kenya National Qualifications Authority have what they have called the Kenya National Qualifications Framework that has 10 levels. And their equivalencies. They have a structure that demonstrates that if you go to the academic pathway, your master craftsman certificate given by NITA is equivalent to a degree given by an academic university.
Sawa sawa. Asante sana. Mr. Steve, software engineering, I think, and this is a theory, please correct me, that we don't have as many people enrolling in that career path because of access to computers maybe. What you need to be a software engineer, what you need to be a coder. What's in it for the high school student who does not have access to a computer and they probably would make a very good software engineer? Is there a way also to identify a student who would make a great software engineer without access to a computer?
Thank you, Daktari. I think part of my story, Daktari, I met my first computer when I was in first year, Jomo Kenyatta University.
Okay.
I was brought up in a slum, and you know, my mom was making this brew, this busa, and something else. I wore my first pair of shoes when I was in Form 1 also. So, lack of computers at community level, at primary or secondary school, cannot determine you or cannot prevent you to be a software engineer. What happens is just about determination. During my high school, during the breaks, I used to visit my brother, who was an agent. He used to collect rent, and they had a computer. I used to ask him, hey guy, can I clean this computer? Can I be cleaning your computer? Do you have a blower that I can use to clean your computer? Then it grew, and at some point, I asked him, can I make use of this computer? And he could see interest in me. It's all about, career is about interest. If you need to do software engineering, this should be reflected from high school. I mean, during your debates, during your conversation, do you have any conversation about computers? Right now, we have organizations which provide schools, like Computer International Aid. They provide schools, computers to secondary schools. We have so many organizations that provide accessibility to computers. Two, Dr. Kingoru, we also have our phones. These are digital phones. You can code using a phone. You can develop a small application using a phone. So accessibility to computer or non-accessibility to computer cannot hinder you from pursuing software engineering. It is about interest, it is about commitment, And it's about you giving yourself to a dream that you want in your future.
And I believe, asante sana, I believe that applies to any other career one would ever choose. It all boils down to interest, not resources.
Yes, Daktari.
Asante sana, and I believe Dr. Triza will follow that up by guiding these wonderful students on how to choose their career. As in, when you go to campus, there's some very deep information you shared when we were in Mombasa about how people end up in the wrong careers. And let's hope these young people don't end up doing the same. A career has been chosen for you and you don't enjoy the job, as someone mentioned in our panel yesterday. So please, what are the criteria and factors to consider before you choose a career in high school?
Thank you so much, Dr. Kingori.
Karibu.
I would say that students who are here and those who are listening to us and anybody opting to choose a career, one of the first questions that you would ask is, what interests you? What are you good at? So you look at yourself and give yourself a very good analysis. What are some of the things when I do, I feel alive? For example, if I refer to the students who are talking about journalism, you could see the passion in them. When they are speaking to the others, they have the confidence. So it means that a career in social sciences that involves talking, that involves reaching out to others, social work, journalism, would be very good with them. So that would be the first very important question. And then number two, if
Pole,
that
son.
is your...
Pole, I think you'll have to repeat that. Politicians don't like good information passing across. That's the best time point mtu anapita na ndege.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so I said interest. Look at yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I am good at? When I hear music, does I feel like it ticks? When I see a drawing, do I understand more what is drawn than what is said? When I look at figures, do I understand it more when it's explained in figures than when it is explained verbally? Or am I somebody who is verbally intelligent? So it is to ask yourself what you are good at, and it's always very easy to know. One, teachers can help you identify it. They listen to you and they say, oh, you'd make a very good teacher. You'd make a very good doctor. And then having a conversation with your guardian or parent. You see, one of the issues that we have in career development is parents may feel that, well, the daughter or son of so-and-so is doing very well in this field, and therefore, my child should also follow this path so that they do well. I mean, if you follow the path of somebody else, and that is not your career, you are going to suffer because you will not enjoy what you are doing. Waking up to go and do that job is going to be very hectic. So have a candid conversation with our parents, with our guardians, and say, well, depending on my, if I look at my performance and my interests, and also with when I reflect on myself, I feel I'm very good in this. Now, students say that, well, I would like to be a nurse, for example. Now, we need to differentiate. Do you want to be a nurse because you like somebody who is a nurse, or because you have the skills to be a nurse? Or do you want to be a doctor because you admire a doctor somewhere? So those are questions that you need to ask. For example, how would you be a doctor and when you see blood you faint? It's not about having an A. So career is not about if I'm an A student then I can be anything. You can be an A student but you cannot be an engineer, for example, or you cannot be a doctor. So we also have the soft skills that accompanies the academic performance. If you want to be a doctor, you should be able to, in addition to that performance in secondary school, have the skill to speak to people. Can you imagine you go to a doctor and he's just looking at you. He cannot communicate with you. How good a doctor would you be? So there are a variety of issues. And then lastly, we have cluster points. Now, students grapple with this, and this is very key as they seek to select their courses. Now, when you select a course, the first thing that is considered is your overall performance, the mean grade. So do you have an A? Do you have an A minus? Do you have a B plus? Do you have a B? That is the first consideration. The second consideration is cluster. Now, the cluster refers to subjects that are considered for that course. For example, if you want to do a career in medicine or medical courses, whether it's nursing, whether it's optometry, whether it is clinical medicine, the key subject in that cluster is biology, because it becomes a prerequisite to understanding the skills in that course. You must have known about the human body. We have the head, we have the, and then how those human parts operate, so that when you go to take this course, it will be easy on you. So if you want a career in medicine, they will look at your biology, number one. They will look at the performance in chemistry, then mathematics, then English or Kiswahili, because communication is important. So let's assume that University of Nairobi is admitting medicine with a cluster of 46 points. What that would mean is that after your overall grade, then they will look at the points in these 4 subjects. So 46 would mean A minus, for example. So it is more than just the grade. We have students who have very good grades. A student has a B plus, but cannot take nursing because they failed in biology, which is a key subject. We have students at Form 4. After Form 4, they realize, I want to do some career in aviation. And in aviation, map work is important because you're looking at direction, but you dropped geography. You cannot do that. So it limits you. So the subject's choice, the performance, and therefore what I would like these students to do as they go to the various sites, they should be asking them, I would like to be an accountant, for example. And then they should be looking at, what are my performance in mathematics? What is my performance in mathematics? Because for accounting or engineering, mathematics, physics, chemistry are key. If you go to the software engineering that is talking about, in order to function very well in that course, you need to be very good in mathematics. If you go to TVET institutions where he heads, we have students who realize that they can work very good with their hands. They are able to fix things. They've already done Form 4, and then they realize, I did not take physics. For you to be an automotive engineer, physics becomes essential. So it depends on what is your subject combination, what are you good at, and what are you interested in, and what are your soft skills or key abilities. So this will work hand in hand to enable you choose the right career.
Asante sana. And is interest the only motivation? Money is not a good motivation. Because one of the students who volunteered, and this was a very good point, said that if you become a journalist, you will earn good money. Isn't that enough motivation to choose a course?
It is a motivation, but not a sufficient one. Because I want you to imagine if you go doing something that you do not like, you will not do it well. And therefore, it means that the money will not come. But you can do something that you love doing very well, and you will do it with passion, and people will always involve you. We have people doing very well in all the social sciences, sometimes maybe better than doctors, depending on how you look at it in terms of money. So I believe it depends on what you want. Look at the student who wanted to be a medical lawyer. Yeah, she has realized there is a niche in people helping people with medical cases. So, well, she will do the law and then specialize in medical law. So money is a motivation.
There is more than money. You need to get a profession that you enjoy. You need to get a career that you feel good in. It's not about money. Fine? Like, let me tell you something, Daktari. At Form 4, Form 3, Form 2, I used to like scaring people. Just to scare people. I mean, scare people, scare students.
Like a night runner.
And someone asked me, I think you can do very well as a mortuary morgue attendant. I was like, wait a minute. Huh? A morgue attendant? Why? Because of your, the way you behave. Fine? So, if we have someone following money here, I think once you get that money, what will happen? You will not deliver. If you are a doc, you are a consultant, you are a surgeon, you get all the money, then what will happen? Does it mean now you relax? Don't attend, don't deliver, don't serve people? I think you're not a good example in the society. So I stick on this, Daktari. Money is a short-term motivator.
Sawa sawa. I'd like to bring in Mr. Wycliffe at this point, and I believe you wanted to add something on this, please.
Daktari, I think, remember yesterday, we had one of the panelists saying the most important thing is passion. After, you've met the qualifications, you've gotten the right kind of job you want to do, and he finished so nicely saying, if you get a job or something that you have passion for, you'll never work a day. It's like every day, whatever you are doing, you're not working, you're enjoying what you are doing. So it no longer becomes work, it is part and parcel of you. So let money not be the only driving factor. You do your job well, you perform well, money will follow.
Asante sana. That's a very good addition. I believe, Joseph Pia, you might want to say something about your pesa as a motivator. We unajua, in fact, I'll ask you this. Most of these technical careers are despised by some students, for lack of a better word, let me say despised, but some of them are better paying than some of the professional careers people prefer. Is that true?
Yes. Basically, the TVET sector runs the economy, as it were. Because even a doctor with his vehicle and he needs a mechanic, rarely would that be attended by a graduate at master's level or PhD. Or your hairdresser, or you can look even in the hotels that we serve. But one thing I wanted to add, particularly on the issue of choosing a career, for the young people, we compute with them the years. The Bible says that we count our numbers, our days. If you join a course and you will spend the rest of your life, like 30 years before you retire, and then you choose the wrong career, you'll spend miserable 30 years doing something that you don't love. So you have to have passion. Even when you come to college, we have a list of courses, but we ask, what is it that interests you? Because that is very important. The TVET sector, the narrative has changed. Long time ago, even head teachers, even in our schools, they used to scare students that musiposoma mwende campus, mutaenda village polytechnic, mutaenda polytechnic. But now the narrative has changed because we have appreciated that these are skills that are critical, they are important, and they are needed in the society. We have had even graduates who come with their BCom, but now they are coming to do the CASNEB courses because there is additional skill that they want. And that caters for all of them. So when it comes to careers and choices, it is very deliberate and it is very personal. It is individualized so that the student must decide what is it that I want to do in the next of my years to come. Don't despise the TVET sector. Don't ignore it because there are people who have made careers out of it and they are well paying and they're even employing graduates even in the other businesses.
Asante sana. Before we take questions from the students, karibuni sana Jomo Kenyatta High. Mko na sauti? Jomo Kenyatta? Nakuru Girls mnasikia mtu? Jomo Kenyatta? Jomo Kenyatta? Bas, that's the spirit. Karibuni sana. Before we take questions from the students, Mr. Wycliffe, please tell us, what's the criteria of deciding how much someone deserves to be paid for a certain job?
Thank you, Daktari. Just before I answer your question, I felt like I should add a little bit to what my colleague said in terms of TVET and the students who join campus.
Please.
Very true. In the labor market, things have changed. Sometimes I consult for some employers to get good candidates for them. and there's an employer who will tell you, I don't want a degree candidate, I would want maybe a diploma or a, and they'll give reasons, and that's why you heard yesterday we really say that it bounces back to the quality of education. If there's a myth or some information that a particular institution is not offering the standard or the required kind of education or knowledge, there's a tendency of some employers not employing from that institution. Okay, some may be myths, but definitely might have started from somewhere. We talked of doctors and some other institutions I don't want to name. So basically, you should not be demotivated by the fact that you've not been able to make it to campus. The other colleges are equally competitive and sometimes preferred than the degree or rather the campuses. So that is one. Secondly, back to your question. Again, as I stated yesterday, it is very clear that we are moving the Institute of the Human-Related Issues to more profession. We had a question of somebody was saying the job market is about who you know. It's no longer who you know. We are moving to a point whereby you get that position on merit. So as I said, for you to be able to get a position, first, equip yourself formally, through our education systems, through our institutions. Then I also said at this early stage, it's also good to start, practicing those other qualities like communication, wanting to meet challenges, participating in what can be done in our local areas. Start being a leader, start being a communicator, start being somebody who can also give views on what can be done at that young level. So by the time you are at the point of getting a job, the people who are looking at you or interviewing you will look beyond the papers. So be equipped education-wise, and of course, the soft factors, and we also demystified the issue of experience. I think we discussed, maybe the same question will come on how you can be able to cover up that gap of experience. So basically, that's how it should be.
Asante sana. Now it's your turn. This is your segment of this conversation. We would like to take questions from the students. I believe our panelists are very well able to answer any questions that you may have regarding our theme today. Nani ako na swali? Yes. Utasema jina, school, and then you ask your question.
I'm Kelia Kinyi from NAKURU Girls.
Unaweza simama? Thank you.
Kelia Kinyi from NAKURU Girls High School.
That's one name?
No.
Kelia Kinyi.
Okay. I am Kelia Kinyi.
Yes.
From NAKURU Girls High School. And I'd like to direct this question to Mr. Steve. When you say that engineering is marketable, personally, I get to hear that when you take, let's say, electrical engineering, most of the times it's flooded. It's a flooded career where there are very many graduates out there, and also medicine. How do we get to factor in this? And also, when we go out to seek employment, most of the times you're asked about the experience you've had. Not all the time you'll come directly from the colleges or the universities. You have the experience. So how will you counter that?
That's Kelly Akinyi from NAKURU Girls. I don't know the location of the school, but judging from how Kelly speaks, it's in New York. Steve?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Dr. Daktari.
Yes.
Kelly, if I look at you, you look like an engineer, a civil engineer.
Very confident.
Engineering matters. Engineering from certificate. We have an engineer with a certificate in engineering. He does very well outside there. We have an engineer with a diploma engineering from TVET. They are the smartest guys outside there. And if you go to these international organizations, they are seeking those Kenya NEC engineers who have done diploma. We have engineers who have done degree. Kelly, these are good engineers. We have engineers who have done masters, perfect engineers. What matters is to keep your skills current. How do you keep your skills current, Kelly? One, we have professional development courses. Like in engineering, you must be registered by the Institute of Engineers in Kenya. For you to be registered, there are some short courses you need to undertake. Keep yourself current. Ensure you do these courses. Number 2, some of these courses are found online. Get into their website. You just need to pay a small amount of money. Abreast yourself with these courses. We have attended their professional events. Last month, the IEEE had an event at America Hotel. And they invited engineers at all levels, certificate, diploma, degree, master's, and PhD. Some of these professional events, they update you. In fact, they tell you where jobs are. Look at this kind of an event here, arranged by the Nation Media. Believe you me, Kelly, today, you will leave this place knowing the classes for engineering. You will leave this ground knowing the interest and the best engineering course you can pursue at Masinde Mulilo University, at Eldoret Polytechnic, at Jomo Kenyatta University, at Mount Kenya. It's about keeping yourself current. We have certification. Kelly, if today you come for employment with a degree or a degree only, a degree in engineering. Then we have Alice, who comes with a diploma in engineering plus certifications. A certified system engineer, a certified electronic engineer. I will go for that diploma. Ensure you attend or you do these certification courses. Do a lot of reading white papers. Read a lot of white papers. You know what's a white paper, Kelly? A white paper, it's a paper written by an organization, like maybe Kenya Power. They are the best in distribution of power. And for the last maybe 50 years, they can authoritatively write a paper on challenges, advantages, benefits of power distribution. These papers are online. If you read these papers, you're able to know the gaps. It's not about employment. You can be a consultant. You see, after school, after university, don't think about employment only. You can be a consultant. You can be a writer in electrical engineering publications, and you get your money. You can even work online. Every Monday and Tuesday, I code for Google. My coding begins at 10 p.m. for 2 hours. 10 p.m., 11 p.m., I code for Google. In the morning at 8, I report to university. That is job. If I lose my job at university, I can survive with this one, the online one. Thank you, Daktari.
Asante. Monday and Tuesday, Google asubuhi.
Yes, Daktari.
So when I'm Googling asubuhi, nikiongea na wewe, I get my results faster.
Yes, Daktari.
Asante sana. And Kelly, very good work on you would like to be an engineer? Sawa sawa. Very good work on your communication skills. Next question. Sawa. Someone from Jomo Kenyatta.
My name is Enoch from Jomo Kenyatta Boys High School. So you guys are talking about money and passion. But nowadays, you meet someone, you tell him you're a Form 4, and he says, go for the marketable courses. So what about that?
Enoch. Enoch, you'd like to be a principal? You guys are talking about money and passion. Anyway, Enoch has a very valid question. I believe Dr. Teresa can respond to that, please.
Thank you so much, Enoch. Most people train with the intention that they are going into the white-collar jobs. That once training is done, I'll walk into an office and my certificate is so good, when I walk, I'll just be employed. Now, like my colleague Daktari here has said, now provision of jobs depend on how the economy is doing. Is the economy producing equal number of opportunities vis-a-vis the number of graduates every year? Most likely, and in Kenya we've proved that is not always the case. Now, when I talk about marketability, it depends on the area of specialization. Now, he said very well, and I would like to use his explanation. we can have two engineers. One is more marketable than the other. So it is the added value. So apart from the course that you take, what other skills are you adding into your repertoire? What other professional skills, for example, if it is accounting, and you are a degree holder accountant with no CPA, there is some accountant with a CPA. The CPA one will have an added advantage. So marketability obviously depends on your area of specialization, but most importantly, depends on the value from yourself. And if you are doing something you are more passionate about, you'll always find a way to do it. You could do it online. You could, if you're doing sports science, for example, is it possible to find some people in a field and train them using that knowledge, some ways of keeping fit? You will be very marketable. With time, the employers will look for you. So what prevents people from being marketable is the idea that once you have that degree, then that degree now has tied you. You cannot think beyond that cap. We need to think beyond. We need to be more, to be more skilled and add something so that you are marketable irrespective of which area of specialization you may be in.
Asante sana. Enoch, swali yako imejibiwa. Asante sana. We have a new school coming through. This is Lady Ann. This is Lady Ann. The Lady Ann Secondary, the Lady Ann High School. The Lady Ann High School. Karibuni sana. Welcome them na one clap. Jomo Kenyatta ni nini? Aya, twende wote pamoja. 3, 2, 1. Asante sana. Karibuni the Lady Ann. Welcome to the Nation Media Group Higher Education Career Fair and Job Skills Fair in the present market. Miss kidogo, but I believe you will catch up. Sindio? Aya, sahi tuko na maswali. So kama you have any question as far as careers is concerned, you can ask. Kama imejibiwa, I believe our panelists will be able to give you a brief. Another question? Yes. Apa? And then Hapo.
My name is Egla Kaunda from NAKURU Girls. I have a question. Is it better to start studying in Kenya so that you can go abroad, or going abroad is better? Which is more advantageous?
Sawa sawa. I believe that's for you, Dr. Triza.
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Studying abroad versus Kenya. I think it depends on a number of factors. Number one, finances. Number two, interest. Number three, I believe level of maturity is also important. For example, you may be in Form 4, but you've never taken care of yourself. And here it is, you've just completed your studies and you want to go study abroad. Number one, there will be a culture shock. You are learning to take care of yourself, and then you're also learning to take care of yourself in a new environment. So all those factors will act to determine where you go to school. Interest, ability to afford the tuition, and most importantly, your maturity as a person. Yeah.
Asante sana, how you explain that, because the moment ulianza na maturity nikajembea, so mtu hawezi peleka utoto America. Thank you for confirming different. Here, okay.
My name is Jessie Vanja in NAKURU Girls. So, Madam Teresa, I would like to ask, in Masinde Muliro there is talent scholarship. So, in this talent, should you have a talent related to the course you're supposed to take, or just any talent?
As in, you mean if you can change your talent?
No. For example, maybe you want to take a course on, let's say, engineering.
Yes.
But you're having a talent like dancing.
The dancing engineer.
Thank you very much for the wonderful question. The talent has to do with the aptitudes in other area extracurricular. So if you are good in rugby, if you are good in football, then you bring that talent. That is different from your prowess or skill in whatever course you want to take. So you could be sponsored using talent scholarship to study engineering, or you could be playing rugby and you are in school of education. So it does not determine, that will be determined by what you are good in, the passion you are good in, but the talent is just an added advantage that allows you to be given some waiver based on that talent.
Asante sana. I believe your question has been answered. Okay, remember, you can ask any questions. Our panelists are all round. Tuko na Mr. Wycliffe, ako na all information as far as HR is concerned. He's for, as far as HR is concerned, HR ni tumesha decide kutoka jana. It's not only about hiring and firing people. Tuko na Dr. Triza from Masinde Muliro, very versatile as far as career is concerned. Tuko na Mr. Steve, who is the chair for the School of Applied Sciences, JKUAT. Yeye sasa ni mambo ingine tena. Hackers, ask questions. Anything about computer, software technology, software engineering, you are covered. As in, tukiingia hardcore, tukiingia manual, tukiingia technical, we are all covered, because right next to Mr. Steve, tuko na Mr. Joseph Mwangi, who is the principal wa the NAKURU Training Institute, na hata yeye atakupatia all the information you need to know as far as TVETs are concerned. Na akia nani, you don't want to leave here with any question. Aya, Pandei, kuna ingine? Aya, sawa?
So, my name is Daniel Wambua. I'm from Jomo Kenyatta High School. So my question goes, what if you find yourself that you have interest in 2 different careers? Can you go for the option of money first?
Daniel, that's interesting. What would you like to become?
Okay, I love computer so much. I want to do computer science. Then, I've been dreaming of becoming a civil engineer.
Wow. Hey, maze, what a drift. Mimi ungeniuliza nilikuwa, when I asked what you would like to become, sikuwa na expect civil engineer. I was hoping for Triomio. Aya, sawa. Can you go for the option of money first? Mr. Wycliffe.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for that question. I think we had talked about that earlier. We said, first of all, get the necessary knowledge, be equipped knowledge-wise, and then have the passion. Then whatever you do, if you do it well, with passion, money will follow. And I think my colleague had confirmed that if you only go for money, money is a short solution for a long-term problem. So it's better you have the skills, let the people see what you can do, and of course you will be remunerated better. Thank you.
Asante sana. And I believe before Dr. Triza said something, I can probably add a small expert advice. Daniel, if you are good in both, equally good, kuna kitu inaitwa piki ponki. Engineering na hiyo ingine. That would work, Dr. Triza.
Now, that's very interesting. I'm not sure why Daniel thinks that engineering is a career and computer is money. It would be very interesting to hear what he says. But you see, when you're studying for a career, you take a series of courses or units that give you the necessary skills to be an engineer. So it means that if you are pursuing engineering as a career, as a profession, then
the reasons I was very excited to have Mr. Joseph Mwangi on the panel is because I learned during one of these sessions that we hold, it is a career fair, that there are, and I don't know whether you would believe this, that there are welders, unajua welders, wale wa welding, in this country who earn more than the president. Yes, watu wa welding, they are welders. Niliambiwa there are only like 8 people in this country who can weld underwater, na each of them wabukiwa na hours, na each of them, as in one of them earns 1.8 million shillings per month. That's more than a doctor, that's more than most doctors, that's more than most engineers. Sindio, Mr. Steve? Yes, yes, yes. And wamepitia wapi? Technical training. And that's why Mr. Joseph is here. So, uliza swali yoyote uko nayo. Aya, any more questions from this side? Oh, nani pale alikuwa na swali? Yes?
Celine Noela. Okay, so you said, according to our reporters on ground, you say that Masinde Muliro University pays half your school fees. Okay, that sounds kind of impossible. So how about you elaborate on it? Because I'm pretty sure you have many students, like in, okay, hundreds of thousands. How is that even possible to pay half the fees? Kindly elaborate.
Thank you for that. I think she did not provide all the information. The tuition fee is paid for those who've been admitted under talent scholarship. For the rest of the students, you pay the whole fee. But if you've been, normally we put it in the dailies, we advertise for talent scholarships. Number one, you need to have the qualification to join the university. That's the first. And then you will choose a course you are coming to pursue. And then in addition, you have a talent. So if you join Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology under talent scholarship, that is when we pay half of your tuition, not for all the students.
So, and is there a limit? Just to add on to Celine's question, is there a limit, a cap on the kind of talents that you accept? Mtu anaweza kuja aseme, niko na B+ but naguruma tumbo. As in, do you have, is there a certain types of talent that you accept?
There are certain types of talents that we advertise, and it's usually when the advert is there, it's put mostly sports.
Oh, mostly sports?
Yes.
Acrobatics?
No.
Siezi ruka soma nipate degree?
No.
Aya, sawa sawa. Celine, umejibiwa? And it's interesting to learn that one of our reporters on ground misled us. Wow. There are a few other questions. Yes?
So, I'm Brian Nyabochua from Jomo Kenyatta Boys High School. So to me, I'm a boy aiming at studying aviation. But right now, I'm confused which of the universities in Kenya I can choose. So I want your answer to my question.
Mesema Brian. I found it interesting that Brian had to remind us that he is a boy. Jomo Kenyatta mko na mademu? So Brian, that's a very good question. I believe Triza hii pia ni yako tena, how to choose a school.
I would comment and then give it to the
Yes.
TTI also, because
Yes.
I'm aware that in the technical,
Yes.
there are technical institutions that are specialized in that area.
Yes.
So he would guide with that. I'm
Yes.
also aware that if you want to take aviation, we have colleges at the Wilson.
Yes.
Wilson Airport that offer that.
Okay.
And I further know that you can also join aviation after being something else, but you take the courses. You do not have to take it as like the first option.
Yes.
Yes. So to give more information on the TVET aspect, because that is offered within specialized, given that it needs particular kind of skills and particular kind of resources.
Yes.
So it could respond on those who are offering it within the TVET sector.
So thank you, Mr. Joseph. And I think, Dan, that's very good. You'd like to be a pilot? Am I just general aviation? Oh, you want to be a pilot?
Yes.
I noticed. Ukiona mtu anakuambia kitu na just to remind you, pilots actually do that, and it's a science. There's a science to it. Mr. Joseph?
Thank you, Brian. Your dreams are valid. We have TVET institutions that offer aviation, but that does not mean that you'll not perform your studies well in high school, because there are some cluster requirements like physics, geography, and the rest. But that is a specialized course where you'll go in an area where there are planes, because you'll be doing practicals using planes. And one of the things that everybody has to appreciate here is that TVET is learner-centered. So you have to do a lot of practicals, you have to do a lot of trials, and those schools have simulations. They use simulations and modelings. They use flight simulators, and then they now use the actual equipment, which is the plane. So those are available, and as my colleague has mentioned, most of them are located near Wilson Airport because, of course, of the convenience of the provision of planes.
Asante, before we take another question, I see we've been joined by the military. Shule ni gani? Yes? Utumishi. Karibuni sana. Oh, no wonder uniform iko na serikali ndani. This is interesting. Wow. These are for prefects. Captains. Wazi. Karibuni sana. This is a Nation Media Group career fair, high education career fair and job skills panel discussion. Wamemiss sana. Are they missed out a lot? But I hope your teachers watawapatia nafasi ya kupiga story with each other. You can share strictly things that you have learned. Can we trust you to do that? Aya, sawa. Utumishi karibuni sana. We are taking questions from the students because this is your event. And I believe we had another question from Apa. Aya, sawa.
I'm Teresia Nyaboke from Christ the King Academy. My question goes, my career is in medicine, but in terms of my subject which I chose, doesn't go with the medicine. How may you help that person?
Your career is in medicine, but the subject, or you want to be a doctor with an A in CRE. It's possible. Ni ukweli. Steve, ni ukweli. You can pray for your patients. Please.
Well, thank you very much for the question. I do not understand what he means that the subjects he chose does not go with that.
She has a passion in medicine. She would like to be a doctor, lakini biology inakataa. She would like to be a doctor, but labda chemistry inakataa. Sindio Nyaboke? Yes.
Yeah, what I would advise, by the way, there is what we call as psychometric testing. It's really not used so much in Kenya, but it's one of the very good ways of determining your abilities, reasoning, aptitudes, and all that. And we have so many psychometric tests online. They will tell you that you have a tendency towards maybe sciences, or this is your skill, and it will help you really shape if you answer those questions correctly. But back to that, I'd like her to imagine that we have 5,000 students who have all clean A's, for example, and all of them have applied to do medicine. So plain A means they have A in English, CRE, and all those subjects. And then we have her who has a passion to do medicine, but has some challenges with biology. I would like to tell her that she would not make it for two reasons. Number one, competition, because it's very competitive. And number two, if you are having a challenge understanding biology at the secondary school level, if you take medicine at the university, you will not pass, because the skills that you have in biology at secondary are put even into more challenge when you join the program. So she may need to talk to a career advisor to look at her subject combinations, strengths, weaknesses, what she loves. Well, apart from that medicine, is there anything she can do in within the medical field? For example, physiotherapy, clinical medicine, optometry, but still biology is an essential. So she may need advice on what else can she do if she's having challenges in biology.
Hata kama medicine is her heart, there is nothing she dreams of. Anataka tu kuwa daktari. Don't you think it's time we diversified medicine? Yes, akuje na hiyo passion, but akuwe daktari wa kudunga peke yake. Nothing else.
She needs to understand the body parts on how to kudunga.
But so you understand body parts? Si unajua nani ajui body parts?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to advise her when she visits the sites, and she'll be able to clarify.
Nyaboke, please honor Dr. Teresa. She'll be able to open up the answer for you further. Sindio? Asante sana. Have we exhausted? Yes, Jomo Kenyatta, pale. Okay, sawa.
I'm Glim Peter from Jomo Kenyatta Boys.
Limbita.
Yes.
Okay.
My question is, let's say you always hear someone can do 2 courses. Now let's say you have a passion in, let's say, medicine, and then you want to do something like computer security and forensics.
Yes.
So I was asking, can you be able to do both, and you can be able to be sponsored by the government, just how you go to university and you're paid? Now, will you have to pay for those two courses, or
Can
how
you
is it
do
going to-
two courses at the same time?
Yes.
Two courses at the same time in the same university,
Yes.
and both sponsored by the government?
Yes.
Aha. Two courses in the university, both sponsored by the government. Steve? Okay, yes.
Maybe Dr.
Dr.
No, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I think it's not possible. It's not possible, Dr. Kingori. You cannot pursue two undergraduate programs at the same time, especially sciences. Yeah, especially sciences. What I would urge that young man there, I think your dream is valid. Like in cybersecurity, you can pursue a course like pure IT, which is offered across the board, Masinde Muliro, JQuat, MKU. You can pursue a course like IT, then specialize in cybersecurity. I think you'll have achieved your goal. Thank you. Maybe Dr. can add something.
Yes.
Okay, you see what he talks about are two programs. Those are not really courses, they are programs. Then within those programs, there are courses. So if he's talking of cybersecurity, that is, it has a series of courses that you're going to take, and a number of them have practicals. So naturally, given the time limit that we have, it's not possible to go to a computer class. Here you are doing some practicals, and then you're also taking a course in medicine. You'll not be able to make it. What is possible is taking a course, and then alongside, you look for a professional course within that field. For example, a 10-hour course, and then you can schedule your time and say, I'll be doing it 1 hour on Monday, 1 hour on Tuesday, 3 hours on Wednesday. Then you can make it. But you'll have to look at your schedule. So you can take one course, but apart from that, get additional knowledge or skills through professional courses within that area.
Sawa sawa. And I believe, just a follow-up question for Limbita. Limbita is one word, amani limb eater. Limbita. Lim. Oh, okay. Limiter. Like limitations. Lim.
GLIM. Glim.
Oh, glim.
Yes.
Ah, nice. Sawa. It may not be possible at university. Is it possible in TVET? Like, are there students, like, say you are multi-talented, can you take on two courses and do them at the same time?
Thank you, Dr. Kingori.
Karibu.
The options that are available is where we implement technology-enabled learning, where the student can choose to do like a Cisco certification on cybersecurity, which Dr. Ari has called industrial certification. So in our school, we have students who come and do diploma in ICT, but along that course, they also do Cisco certification, either in network engineering, PC repairs and maintenance, or cybersecurity or IoT. So those ones can run concurrently. At university, noting the time schedules and the workload, and you are required to do the practicals and all that, having two programs at degree level may be a challenge, but at lower levels, you can be able to start small at certification levels and grow slowly.
Asante sana. And before we take the final question from Jomo Kenyatta, Mr. Wycliffe, just a question. As someone who's been on the side of the employer, if you're employing someone, how the CV, the weight of the CV, like, oh, I've done, because I believe that's where Glim's question comes from. Like, I've done this, I've done that. Is it an advantage to appear like you've done so many things?
Thank you so much, Dr. Ari. Now, when it comes to the employer, again, a specific employer will be looking for specific qualifications, and of course, them that will run with the kind of candidate is looking for. But again, it's not obvious that a heavy or a big CV means big experience or the ability to be a better person. In fact, for a fact, most of the employers these days do not want big CVs. They'll tell you, send your CV. Some of them even give should be a one-page CV and all that. Try and summarize. So it's not necessarily the bigger the CV, the bigger the knowledge or the advantage over the rest. So for me, I would still say at the workplace, we talk of work-life balance. Still, I would still look at it from this point. Even if you want to do things, remember you are human. You should be able to manage your school life and manage your other part of life within the 7 days in a week, the 24-hour in a day, and of course the 60 minutes in an hour. So again, don't press yourself so much until you die learning. Learn so that you can become a better person in the future. So do what you can be able to do only.
Asante sana. I believe Steve would like to add something.
Dr. Kingori, maybe I can also add two things. Now, most industries nowadays, currently, they ask, what can you do for me? During the interview, what can you do for me? If it is, I'm looking for a coder, someone can do coding. So you went to university, you did your bachelor's in computer science, you went to TVET, you did your diploma in computer science, diploma in IT. I invite you for interview. This diploma person tells me I can code for you an M-Pesa. Then this bachelor person or master's person tells me, hey, you know what? I can describe the process of coding. My friend, it is what you deliver. We need problem solvers. We need someone who can solve a problem. If today I'm hiring a chef, I want to see the best chapati you can deliver. I want to see the best curry you can deliver. Don't give me theories. Don't give me the descriptions of I can make this chapati like, We want deliverers. We want people who can solve problems. Number two, Daktari. Also, let me mention these. We have cases, and I'm asking these students, please, don't get into this trap. Someone pursues diploma in IT. Then undergraduate pursues degree in BCom. Then masters pursues masters in nutrition. Daktari, we don't have someone there.
But to many confuse kidogo.
Yes.
When you say you don't want theory, you want people who can deliver. And I'll use your example.
Exactly.
That you want someone who can make the best chapati.
Yes.
What's the space for the chapati consultant?
Yes.
Someone who can tell you how to make that good chapati.
Yes. We want people who can show me how to make that chapati. You see, I own an organization, for example, for software development.
Yes.
Then you come for an interview.
Yes.
The first thing I will ask you, Daktari, is can you develop for me a small code there? Why? Because I want someone who can develop a software. So when you pursue your skills, you pursue your bachelor's, you pursue your diploma, kindly make it practical. Learn the skills that you can deliver.
Very quick addition. It's like you explaining to me how a car is driven. Anybody can do that. But giving me the key, I'm able to get into that car and move it is different. So knowledge is important, but not knowledge for knowledge's sake. The ability to apply that knowledge is what employers are looking for. So if you look at the universities right now, most universities are reviewing their curriculum because the industry is saying we want people who are able to do this. So the curricula is being reviewed to ensure that the focus on the skill is there. And then lastly, the idea is not having degrees or certificates, but what can you do with it? So you can have 10 certificates, but a master of none. So that is what we should avoid. So if you are able to, for example, you are in IT, and then you are having additional certificates, then there should be additional certificates that enable you to practice that IT better. Not various certificates, you have a very big CV, but you can barely do anything with any of the skills in that CV.
Asante sana. That's a very special addition. Be practical even in your learning. I believe we can take a question now from the ladies. From, sorry, you got the lady? Yes? Yes?
Of the job market would mean that the training that is being offered is not consistent with the skills required in the job market. So I believe it's according to, that's what institutions are doing. If they're having issues, students are saying that, well, you trained me in this, but when I go to practice, they expect me to do this. So that curriculum is changing so that they face out any courses with such challenges, so that the courses that are offered are those that provide skills needed in the outside world and in the job market as well.
Asante sana. One question from the boys, pale, and then we go to Mishi. Interesting to learn that someone can go for nursing, uko na mtoto hoping to have a nurse, and then they graduate as an engineer.
Sure, several cases.
Wow, so you can actually disobey your parents and succeed. Interesting. Aya, twende.
Yeah, I'm James Jenga from the Lydian Secondary School. And here's my question. Should I consider my career before the KCSE grade or after?
That's a very good question. Yes?
Consideration of career begins much earlier. Right now we have the CBC, competency-based. Mission is nurturing every learner's potential. So by the time you are in Form 4, like right now, the expectation is that you have done a self-reflection, your teachers have guided you, and you somehow have an idea of what you are good at. Because it is not the results that determine. Remember, by the time the results are coming out, you've already made some choices with the COOPS placement service. So that choice should be dependent on your strengths and abilities. So if you've not begun to think about it, I believe
The mambo ya employment, he's very well able to answer. The lady right next to him is Dr. Triza from Masinde Muliro University. Mmesikia content yake pia. We have next to him Mr. Steve, who is the chair for the School of Applied Sciences, wa JKUAT, Layman's Language, hacker of the coding for Google. Hiyo ni yangu tu, but it's a very good vibes. And then next to him, tuko na Mr. Joseph Monge, who is the principal of NAKURU Training Institute. We are happy to take questions from you. Mko na swali? Questions from you? Aya, sawa. Mtumishi wako duty. Guest form. We had two questions. Mtu wangu wa sound. Pale nyuma kabisa, the two people are to take two more.
Okay, I'm Josephat from Jomo Kenyatta Boys, and my question is, and nowadays you find that there are many guys out there who have done degree yet they are jobless, and yet the students who have joined TVET, they are finishing their courses and get employed immediately. So my question, I'm asking whether joining TVET is better than joining university.
Mr. Tete.
Thank you, Josephat, for that question and observation. It's important that you're observing market. Various studies have been done, one by International Labour Organization and one by the World. And the ILO study for Kenya, they said that the labor market for Kenya is inverted because the universities are churning out many graduates compared to the number of skills that are required. Supposed to have, maybe for one engineer, we have almost 6 technicians at diploma level, and I think 8 at artisan level. Both are required by the economy. One of the things maybe I would say in relation to the TVET sector is that the TVET trainings are based on what is called occupational standards. Occupational standards are developed by the Sector Skills Council, including the IHRM and others, that define and specify which skills are lacking in the labor market. So once the Sector Skills Council develop what is called the occupational standards, they are approved, and then we develop curriculums. The regulators develop curriculums that the TVET institutions use to train. So they are for the skills gaps that have been identified. So it is very deliberate, very deliberate. So it's a fact that you have observed, and what we are encouraging even those graduates that are not getting jobs immediately after graduation is that they come to the TVET. Be reskilled, there is upskilling, there is reskilling, and by so doing, they improve their chances for employability. Because again, even at degree levels, and you go for an interview, the pair, when you tie, the tie is broken either by an additional skill or years of experience, including TSC and other employers. So that is one important thing, and it's a reality. So TVET guys are not only employed, but they also create employment once they get out there. Once you do hairdressing, you have the choice to be employed as a hairdresser, and you can start your own hairdressing shop. So that is working very well. So Daktari may respond about the degree issue.
Asante. Mr. Steve wanted to say something too, but then...
Thank you, Dr. Kingori. While Daktari comes in to respond on that.
Okay.
I just want to say, for graduates, we have jobs for you. There are jobs for graduates. We have jobs for TVET graduates. It is all about how you brand yourself out there. And branding depends on the 4 key issues, Dr. Kingori. 1, brand yourself with good communication skills. Brand yourself with good writing skills. Brand yourself with good entrepreneurial skills. Brand yourself with good customer service skills. And what Dr. will tell you, Dr. Kingoria, is that Masinde Muliro and Jomo Kenyatta University here, these are 4 units for any university student. Be it you're pursuing certificate, be it you're pursuing diploma, be it you're pursuing undergraduate, either engineering, multimedia, these are core units. We teach communication skills, it's a core unit. We teach entrepreneurship skills, it is a core unit. We teach HIV and AIDS. I think this time they will add COVID also. It's a core unit in university. So I think it's how you brand yourself. It's just how you brand yourself. My plumber who repairs my tap has a job card. He has an office and is a TVET graduate. He is driving and they are branded with his company name. It is all about branding.
Asante sana.
Okay, the response is what happens in Tibet is that they do the skills, they practice the skills during the training. And if you are a hairdresser, once you are through with the training, you do not need an office to practice hairdressing. You can come to my house and plate me from there. I can come to you even before you. So you see, the possibility of absorption in the job market is quite fast. They have something that they can do immediately. The problem comes when the graduate expects that they can only practice their skill when they have an office and a desk. That is where the problem comes in. The expectation that with this degree, I must sit in an office somewhere and have a desk and be a boss in order to practice it. So like he has said, if you are very well skilled with that degree certificate, can the graduates also be more entrepreneurial, open up, and begin also to do something like the TVET counterparts are doing, so that they learn something even as they look for that formal employment?
Okay, asante sana. Also, just a reminder, we may not be able to take all the questions, but the good news is this event, this career fair by the Nation Media Group has been made possible by the partners that we have. All these stands that are here are different tertiary institutions where you can, please, actually, I encourage you to make an effort to visit and ask extra questions that you may have. Get out of this place with as much information as you can. So please make an effort to visit, if possible, if you can, every stand. Because kama wale watu wako form 4, you may not get this chance again. Sindio? Watu wanamaliza shule, you are citizens from next month. Happy form 4s? By show of hands? But so very many of you guys are going to be citizens next month, so you may not get a chance to visit this, to have such an event, Tena. So please make an effort to get and acquire as much information as possible. Tulikuwa na swali lingine kutoka hiyo side? Yes?
I'm Esther Masharia. I was invited by Solomon from KEMU. I study in Magomano Girls High School, and I have a question. If you like to become a nurse and you don't have that ability to see maybe people in pain, how will you be helped when you go to study such career in your campus?
If you are afraid to see people in pain, can you be a nurse who treats people who are not in pain?
That's a very tricky question, because when you're a nurse, you are essentially dealing with people in pain. And there is the needle, and needle brings pain. So I'm not sure how you are going to practice that. We even have this paramedical medicine, for example, where you are first responders. There's been an accident, there has been a crisis, you first respond. You need to act fast, people are in pain. Now, I would want her to imagine somebody has come and is in pain. Are you going to cry with him or her, or are you going to respond? And if you have a low threshold for pain, are you going to assist, or the person will not be treated, or the person will not get well because you have a low threshold of pain? So I believe that if you already know yourself very well and know that sincerely, I don't like seeing people in pain, then probably think of a different field. That may not really be your field.
No chance kabisa hata for the patients who just want to talk.
Maybe psychology.
Psychology.
So you can come, because that is still within counseling psychology, but in the medical counseling or medical, so that you can talk to these people, it will get well. I believe she'll be more suited for that area rather than the practical nurse painful aspect of it.
Okay, Steve and Wycliffe would like to add something, so we'll start with Wycliffe.
Okay, thank you, Daktari. Maybe one thing that I just thought before it escapes my mind when it came to one student talking about the TVET getting jobs than people who have degrees out there. I think I can't elaborate it better than the way Daktari here has put it. The person from the university with a degree wants an office, no a chair that is rolling, no, and swinging. We had a scenario whereby I think we were hiring for the Lamea. They were looking for somebody who has done veterinary, and there was that aspect of artificial insemination. So we had one guy who had a degree and one guy who had gone through the TVET, I think had a diploma or something. So through the process, this guy with the TVET was able to be selected because he was able to practically go and do the AI, you know, for the cows and all that. The degree guy needed another person so that he can supervise him to do that job. So you see, in terms of cost cutting, in terms of this person, the TVET person, he had the skills, he would do it himself. So you've cut cost in terms of having one person who is able to do all that. So he would do the field work and again go to the office, do the report and all that. So when you graduate, please learn the way my colleague also has put it very easily, the 4 skills. Make sure you are able to stand out to be counted other than just having your degree. Thank you.
Asante sana. Steve?
Sorry.
You wanted to add something on?
Yeah, we have just discussed here. I think the lady can take pharmacy. Pharmacy,
Yes.
I don't think the injections in pharmacy.
Yes.
Yesterday, I had a student who wanted to tell me something. He said, Doctor, can I tell you something? I said, can you ask here? No. I have passion in nursing. I really have passion in nursing. Lakini kifika wakati wa kuinject mtu, naweza inject hapa, lakini kuambia mtu ati hapa kwa buttocks ni ngumu sana. Atikumwambia atoe nguo hapa ni ngumu sana. Nasikia aibu.
They can inject, but
lakini kuinject tu kuchini hataki.
Ameokoka.
Ameokoka. Anataka kuinject hapa juu peke yake.
Yes.
So I said, okay, you can go for pharmacy. And we also have other courses, Dr. Kingori, at Masinde Muliro and JQuat.
Yes.
Which does not, courses which do not involve even injection.
Sawa. But all hope is not lost. She's still in high school. If she's scared, you can still watch a few horror movies for practice to get yourself acquainted to watching people suffering. Utumishi bado hakuna swali. Pandey, yes, please.
Thank you so much. My name is Kamweru. I teach at UBA. I tend to think the girl wanted to know if someone has special need, like blind, can she do such a course? Is there any assistance? I think that's what I understood from her.
Like a blind nurse. Yes.
Special needs, and you need to be a nurse.
Yes.
Practically, it may not be possible. I think there are certain courses that will go with special needs, but
Okay.
there are others, especially that needs, for example, if you are a nurse and you want to look at the vein,
Yes.
and you are physically handicapped that you
Yes.
cannot see. And I'm not sure whether there are devices that can help you do that. So it may be a limiting factor in certain careers.
So the limitation is mostly hapo kwa injection from what I hear.
Yeah.
But if a nurse could hear someone crying na ujue ni nini inamsumbua. Ukisikia patient anapiga nduru unajua hiyo ni shida ya pesa, they can. Still, hakuna nafasi.
No, I don't think, sorry, thank you, Dr. I think the way she's just put it, there are some professions that we are allowed to do some, not necessarily discrimination, but it's because of the state of that condition. So for that one, we'll advise maybe take another direction within the same field, just the way we said. He can advise the patients, okay, post-advice, after-advice, whatever, but in terms of maybe where you need to see, there are things the doctors need to see, like in your eyes, look at your skin, and be able to determine treatment. On that basis, then it's a total no.
I think hapa kwa careers kidogo they are discriminatory, because if you are asked to choose between a nurse mwenye ako sawa na ako na roho mbaya and a nurse who can't see but they have a good heart, which one would you go for?
Again, Daktari, are you able to see the heart? We've actually just talked, when you are talking of psychological help and counseling, that's more of the heart that blind nurse can be able to offer.
You have not met a nurse.
I would like to answer that with
Yes.
what he said, the occupational standards. What skills are required of a nurse? So once we define those set of skills,
Yes.
then are you able to do them with that limiting factor? If the answer is yes, then you can. If the answer is no, then you cannot.
Okay. Sawa sawa. I believe your question has been answered. And I believe mwalimu imeadresiwa vizuri. So even with spiritual eyes, no. Tulikuwa wapi? This side, right? I believe now we can put it this way. 2 questions from this side. 2 questions. 3 questions from each school. No, 1 question from each school. That's 3. Sindio? 2 questions from this side. Any question, Utumishi? 1 question from Utumishi. 2 questions from Utumishi. So let's start from this side. Tuanze na Utumishi. Twende hapa, and then we can close our session.
I'm Akim Biegon from Utumishi Academy, and I wanted to ask if I'm a student passionately wanting to pursue medicine. I want to pursue medicine in maybe a local university in Kenya, maybe KU, and on the other side, I want to pursue a course in on abroad. Will I have any advantage of getting an upper hand on when it comes matters employment to outwit those who studied locally here in Kenya? Yes.
Huyu anataka elimu ya ukora.
So does he want to study medicine abroad vis-a-vis studying medicine in Kenya?
He wants to go abroad. Ndio akuje hii competition iko huku, anakuja na competition ya New York. Yes.
Again, what I would say is it depends on the skill sets that are required. Now, if you go and study abroad, but you do not acquire the necessary skills, then you'll not be better than the one in Kenya. So the name of a country does not make you a better person, or does not make your degree a better degree. The consideration should be, how are they offering their medicine degree? Is there rigor? Is there the process? Is there content? Do they have necessary skills? So when you do that, there are always reviews of universities. This university is known for this. They produce very good doctors, or they produce very good. So if you join that university on that basis, then you will have an advantage. But if you join it just based on the fact that umepanda ndege,
Yes.
then you may not get the advantage.
Hii ni shortcut ya flying doctors. Biegon. Umejibiwa the first phase? So I believe Dr. Steve Pia.
Doc, I can add something on that.
Yes.
Just to reiterate what Dr. Arya said. Medicine is not my line, but I'm a researcher. Doing medicine in New York, sometimes we have the domestication of your study. Like in New York, you're going to study influenza, you're going to study how to treat influenza, but the local medicine student here, or medical student here, will malaria, will study what problems or challenges we are having here. In research, I cannot research a problem in Kakamega, and and I'm in Nakuru. So I think you may even lack job here, because the disease that you learned how to cure there, the anatomy that you did there is not the anatomy that you'll find on the ground here. And you realize most of our clients in Kenya go for doctors who understand our problems, who can treat our cancer, who can treat our malaria. So sometimes you need to be very careful when pursuing some of these courses abroad. Fine. I have a friend of mine who did aviation, and he was a pilot for, I don't know which Boeing. Coming home, he did not have any employment because we don't have this type of Boeing in our airports here. So sometimes you need to be very careful when approaching or pursuing these courses abroad.
That's a very good point, but Doc, please don't be so proud of diseases like that. Hey, manze, our cancer, our malaria. No, no. It's not. Please, you sounded proud of them. Nini, another question? Yes?
My name is Levi Kiprotich, Utumishi Boys Academy. I had one question, that if one is interested in several courses and he must choose one, what must he consider first before choosing a career?
Thanks, Levi. Biagon umejibiwa vizuri. Asante. Levi Kiprotich anasema you have different career choices, but you have to choose one. What are the considerations you need to make?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, Levi. They were late, but we had responded, but I'll respond again. It's not the career choices he has career options. So he's having several options and pathways, and he's wondering which pathway should I choose. Levi said you need to have a self-introspection, a self-reflection. Ask yourself, what really am I interested in? What am I passionate about? And in addition, as you think about what you're interested in and passionate about, also think about how you are performing in the different subjects, because the cluster points will come in handy as you choose a career path. So as you have maybe 3 or 4 paths that you're thinking, I could be a journalist, I could be a social worker, I could be a doctor, I could be an engineer, well and good. Ask yourself, do I love talking to people? If I don't, if I'm an introvert, then probably social work is not my area. Now you're thinking of medicine and you're saying, well, I'd like to be a doctor, later I would specialize. Then you're asking yourself, am I good in biology? So all these questions will come in, but mostly your passion, and then how you are performing in the different subjects that would allow you to pursue that course.
Asante. I believe, Levi, your question has been answered. Asante sana. Hash Entertainment. Number 1 in Nakuru, I believe. Sindio? Aya, tuko na swali from each school. Aya. Sawa?
My name is Olivia Dorcas from Christ the King Girls.
Yes.
I have a question. If anyone is taking mass media and it reaches a time to go for an attachment, does the university have link with major countries?
Yes? The university?
Have links with major countries.
With different countries for attachment. Can you be taken for attachment outside the country? Say, for example, when someone takes mass media.
Usually, it has the financial implication. Can you? Yes, you can. But does it happen? Most likely it doesn't, because there is a specific fee that students pay for attachment, and it is that fee that is supposed to support the visitations and the advisory. So you find that provided probably you are able to practice outside the country, but the financial implications, even for yourself, probably where are you going to stay? It has implication on the students, it has implication on fiscal implication for the university and all that. But I know of some private universities that support, but the money comes from the
parent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa, asante. So if the money you are supposed to pay for attachment is more than the salary you will ever get, it's not worth it.
Sure.
Asante. Aya, next Nakuru girls.
My name is Shanice Musangi from Nakuru Girls. So my question goes on the interests. I'll be speaking for a lot here. At this age, we have a lot of interests. I can talk about, I see, like, let me give an example of a remote. I want to, like, to open it up. I want to know what consists of this. Then at the same time, I can go to a kitchen and I go crazy because I know I want to make this, I want to make this. So like I get the ingredients. But at the same time, I see someone hurting. I want to know what happened, like what caused this. And okay, I won't base it on the passion, but what is the criteria that one uses to know like what makes me really tick? Like, what's the
Manze.
main thing?
Musangi has spoken for very many students. What's your advice for the confused student?
I think the confusion, I believe that's a very good question. Thank you very much. And the confusion comes in defining the passionometer, if I'll say it like that. Now, what constitutes passion enough to enable you choose a particular direction? Now, what she says, in some of the activities she will be undertaking, it will be like an expedition. You would like to find out, oh, how about if you see, there's a difference between curiosity and passion. So you are curious, if I mix these ingredients, what can I produce? Critical thinking. And then there is something that you can do consistently and you are happy about it. That is different. So I think the students with the others she's speaking for, I believe they are a majority, need to be guided, and I believe they have career advisory to differentiate between fishing expedition, curiosity, and something using the imagination and passion, so that the confusion is not there. But for me, what you'd be passionate about is something that even if you close your eyes and think about it, you doing that in 5 years, then you still feel the answer is a resounding yes. Then that is a passion. As opposed to you've seen some ingredients and you want to see if you can make this as opposed to this. That's curiosity. So there's a difference.
Asante sana. Has your question been answered? You're not the confused student. You spoke the mind of very many people, something that a lot of people are going through. That's a brilliant question. Asante sana. Someone from Jomo Kenyatta?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
Jace Glenn, and I have a question.
Yes?
While you're Jace Glenn.
You're just Glenn?
Yeah.
Aye.
So while you're choosing your courses, while you're taking the criteria to determine your passion, can you take gap years in order to find the criteria, to find your passion, so that you'll not be in trouble?
You can be taken through your criteria?
No, you're taking a gap year.
You're taking a gap year?
Yeah.
If you can take a gap year before you can choose your career.
Yeah.
Career path.
Yeah.
Asante. Jomo Kenyatta mko na Shaolin Club? Yes? Glenn ako na swali. I believe, to paraphrase, Glenn, is the gap year necessary to give you time to choose a career?
Possibly.
Is the gap year necessary to give a student time before they settle on a career? Do students need time after high school or after they get their grades?
The Kenyan system really does not have the opportunity for the gap year, because once a year begins, for example, we have term 1, 2, 3, you move to the next year. So I believe that career teachers and even student teachers in secondary schools and in primary schools have a very important role to play, because students are wondering, what am I really good at? And there are all this confusion. So when they have career talks, then it becomes clearer. But I believe the determinant in secondary school is at Form 2 level. So if there are any career talks to be organized in secondary schools, it should be around Form 1 and before they move to Form 2. Because once they select courses in Form 2, it's decided. If you drop geography, then there are certain courses that require map work that you will not take. If you drop physics, then there are certain courses that require physics that you will not take. So we need to have time with these students and advise them before they select courses so that they understand the implications. And students also need to understand a career is more than aeronautical engineering. A career is more than accounting. They need to understand the, should I call it the nitty-gritties, the smaller details. What does it take to be an accountant? So those are the things that will help to clarify their mind. What does it take to be a nurse? It's not just wearing the uniform and being in a big or whatever prestigious hospital. There are certain duties and responsibilities attached to those professions. So when students ask this kind of questions, and then they meet these kind of professionals, then they are able to determine this is not for me. So a profession is more than the title, but more of the requirements for you to be that person.
Asante. Asante sana. 2 final questions from the Lady Anne.
My name is Emmanuel Kavai from Lady Anne. And my question is there any difference in terms of market between a student, between a graduate from public university and the private university?
Okay. Sawa sawa. Dr. Steve.
I think that culture ended a long time ago. You have also realized that the placement is done both in private and public universities. We don't have a private student. We don't have a public student. All university students are just university students. And when they graduate, they come to serve our country. So I'll just go back to about branding. A graduate from MKU, a graduate from Masinde Muliro University, a graduate from JQuat. It's just the same paper. It is the same paper, degree in computer science. The degree, it's about, maybe we can talk about maybe one graduates with an upper class, the other one graduates with first class. Maybe we can value or we can differentiate the papers or in that area. But a graduate from MKU can perform as well as a graduate from JQuat and Masinde Muliro. It is about how you brand yourself. And you can see now for funding or government granting or government funding, they fund both students from MKU private universities and public universities. Maybe Dr. can add something on that.
Yes, I would say the lines are becoming blurred, but small differences abound. Class sizes, for example, and with the government sponsorship, even some of the private universities are beginning to have large class sizes. But you'll find that if you are like 30 in a class, vis-a-vis 200 in a class, there is those small differences. But in terms of knowledge, lecturers are trained under almost similar environments, and therefore it will not matter whether you've been trained in this university as opposed to another. Other universities, private universities, probably they still take roll call. Public universities do not do that. So as a result, somebody may feel that, well, if you go to this university, you are likely to attend more classes than this. But you see, private university, public university also, it's how you tune yourself and decide you need to go to class. Because if you don't attend class, then you will not pass the exam. So small differences, but it's becoming blurred with time.
Asante sana. As our panelists prepare their final remarks, one word of encouragement, one word of advice, and as we take our last question from the students, are you learning something? Are you learning something? Wazi. Are you learning something? Hapo sawa basi. Final question from the students.
My name is Evans from the Lydian, and my question goes like this. What is a honorary degree, and how can one get to be a doctor without joining the university?
Thank you. Final question, nice shortcut.
A honorary degree is a degree that is awarded by various universities. It's called honoris causa to recognize the contribution of the recipient to mankind. So for example, we may consider in future Dr. Kingori here, honoris causa, for example, in journalism. So we look at the contribution that you've made in journalism and the impact it has had on the population. So last year, Masinde Muliro awarded Dr. James Monge. So we look at him as a person and his contribution to the financial sector. He has revolutionized issues to do with finance. He's revolutionized issues to do with everybody's being bankable. Before, if you did not have probably a certain amount of money, you would not hold an account. So honorary degrees are awarded to such people, people who have made immense contribution to positively influence the lives of people in the society. So right now, you could develop in your area, and if you make contributions that are worth recognizing, then in future, a university, and by the way, it's normally a committee, and they look at the country and contribution and positive things that are happening to people, then you could be recognized, then you become a doctor. Yes, thank
And
you.
it's equivalent to any other doctorate degree.
Yes, the contribution, and that is why, by the way, he talked of, we have national qualification framework.
Yes.
That we'll soon be having doctors, people equivalent of a doctorate degree, who have not really studied PhD. But the level of skills that they have in making that vehicle is equivalent to somebody with a PhD degree. Yeah.
Sawa sawa. So, and it's only in specific fields ama mtu anaweza pata honorary degree ya kutafuta kazi. Someone looked for a job for 1978, mseme, hey, you deserve an award.
Dr. Kingori, what contribution has that made to the society?
You have discovered a million ways that you can't get a job.
But that is for you. We want it to impact the others.
Impact the others. Asante sana. Our panelists, starting from Mr. Wycliffe, you can give us one word of advice and one word of encouragement to all of us. Let me say to all of us before we close.
Thank you so much, Daktari, and also thank you for inviting me for this event. First and foremost, I want to speak to the youth. Personally, I have a passion for the youth. Maybe if you look at me, I look very young, but I'm not that young. I've been in this industry for the last 20 years in the human resource profession. So basically what I would want to tell you, especially at this stage as youth, one, let us not be easily swayed by the lifestyles we are seeing. As you finish up your school life, you'll join the society, you'll join the world, and you'll be expected to behave as if you know what should have been done from the word go. So at this early stage, cultivate a culture of being a person who can easily mingle and communicate with all cadres of life, including our old age, middle age, wherever you are. How do you communicate with them? When you get to a point whereby you are looking for a job, you should be able to differentiate how you will communicate with your bosses, your colleagues, and of course people under you. Even like an email, if you are doing an email, you should know the emails should not say hi guy. The emails you'll have to start with dear so and so. Even that one, even in your verbal communication, there are areas you'll not go and say Buddha natafuta job, Buddha nimesakanya. That might show a different aspect. So know how to navigate with the different kinds of ages, people, even as you learn and aspire to get into the job market. Number two, let's work hard. I am out there and I see people who come looking for jobs. Just as you said, the market is becoming, every year we are producing graduates, we are producing professionals, we are producing people who have skills, but the job market at the moment may not be able to absorb everyone. So what are we telling you here? Can you have an aspect that will make you stand out and be the one to be chosen? Work hard, work for better grades, and be able to market yourself when you come out with what you have. And finally, for those who are sitting for their exams, I would want to wish you all the best, and we shall be celebrating together. And I'm sure one of the things that will make you pass and do well is this particular day where you've been guided accordingly with your careers. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Asante sana. And before, wapi makofi yake, please? Asante. Before Dr. Triza gives her remarks, I'd like my journalism volunteers, one of you guys, mtatusaidia kufunga hii session before we go to the next session, which is sampling the products by our exhibitioners. So I'll need help signing out for the people watching from different parts of the country. Please, Dr. Triza.
Thank you very much. What I would like to leave with the students today is that you do not have to be an A student to succeed in life. All of you have a talent, you are just abled differently. So give it your best, but don't die trying to look for an A if you are not an A student. You will still find something. If it is not in the universities, then it is at the TVET, and you will also get training that is required. Number two, I'd like to urge them to visit the various sites. It's an opportunity. You have a number of universities represented here today. Please go and ask the courses that they offer. Ask what those courses are about. Ask about the requirements so that you clarify any career-related ideas that you had. And lastly, I'd like to urge all of us, when schools close, when you are in home clothes, you may look like a voter, and you are not a voter yet. Please be students in and outside school so that you are not used to be like a voter when you are not a voter. Take care of yourself within and outside the school compound. And lastly, we welcome you to Masinde Muliro. We are going to give all Form 4 success cards. We wish you the very best in the forthcoming examinations. Thank you.
Wapi makofi yake? Asante sana, my friend, Dr. Steve.
Thank you, Dr. Kingori. Daktari, if you ask me what I'm seeing here, I can see engineers. Please say amen. I can see scientists. I can see surgeons here. I can see great musicians. However, for you to achieve that, you need to get the 3 pyramids of a successful person. One is dedication. Please, dedicate your effort, dedicate your studies to success. 2 is commitment. 3 is discipline. And 4 is prayers, the fear of God. Do you pray? Yeah, the fear of God. These are the 4 pyramids that will let you through and get the career that you need. It has been a great day. I just need to wish you all the best in your exams. What I can see here is A's. Tukienda chini sana labda B's. And I know God will deliver. Just to invite you to Jomo Kenyatta University. We have the best engineering courses. We have the best business courses. We have the best IT courses. And one thing, if you get a D+, do not disappear. We have a course for you. If you get a C-, usiseme unaenda kuolewa, we have a course for you. If you get a C+, we have a course for you. If you get an A, we have a course for you. Tafadhali. Don't get a D+, and become hopeless. Oh, there is no life. Maisha imeisha. My friend, we have a VC who began with certificate. Alianza certificate, akakuja diploma, akakuja degree, akafanya masters, na akafanya PhD. Sasa yeye ni professor. You can also make it. One thing, most of our students in admission, we are admitting TVET, students from TVET. You have a diploma from TVET, you can join our degrees at even second year, first semester. So please, wherever you are, we have a solution for every student performance. I wish you the best. Thank you, Daktari.
Asante sana. Thank you. And now Mr. Joseph Monge.
Yeah, thank you so much. I
Karibu.
want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank the Nation Media Group and Dr. Kingori for hosting us and allowing us to talk to our future generations. Much has been said, and I'm happy that all the students were taking notes. They were taking keen notes about what has been discussed, and they leave this place being better than they came. Mine, I'll just say two things. Number one is that after you finish Form 4, at NAKURU Training Institute, you can be able to come and do various courses. In fact, we encourage students, before they join university, do a TVET course. It will open up your mind, it will give you some additional skills, so that even if you go to a university where they'll be doing online learning or any technology-enabled learning, you are equipped and you'll not get your culture shock. At least you have a post-high school experience before you join campus. And it's good to join university. And as Daktari has said, that we are not all A students. If you don't get the score to join university, the future is not lost. You can be able to start small at certificate level. The TVET sector is such that now you can be able to advance. We have technical institutions and we have 2 technical universities. So you can be able to advance from the lowest level of artisan all the way to get a degree or its equivalent, including PhD or its equivalent, without joining in a university, and in that case even getting your KCSE certificates, grades being A's. So thank you so much all for coming. I know that the invitation may have been gone to many schools, but you that came, your lives will be different. You that came, you are better trained, you are better skilled, you are better equipped, and we wish you all the best. Those that are sitting for the exams in March, or the Form 3s that are sitting in November, December, we wish you all the best. NAKURU Training Institute, we are located near Shiners Girls, and we encourage any that would want to do various courses to do and join us once they finish. Immediately you finish KCSE, you can come and train with us for a short course. So thank you so much, and God bless you all.
God bless you too. Wapi makofi yake? Now a round of applause for all our panelists. Asanteni sana. This has also been a very great platform for learning for myself personally, and I'm very, very grateful. It has been an interesting session, and I hope we can have more and more of this. I believe the team from NTV have been listening keenly to some of the ideas on how to do this better. I felt like it would have been a good idea if next time we organized, we invited parents too. I believe it will also be, it will be instrumental in changing the career choices that students make, and the pressure from parents would also, which is a key factor, would be different. Asanteni sana for all those tuned in from different parts of the country. Asanteni sana for your patience. Asanteni sana for joining us. And then before we head to our next session, which is sampling the products from our different partners who have made this event possible, I'd like to invite the top ranking team member from NTV. We have a very able team, both from Nakuru and both from Nairobi. But the person that we are all reporting to, anaitwa Dan. He doesn't even look like a boss. Dan, kwenda. So unaona hata huwezi notice. Dan, karibu sana. Wapi makofi ya Dan? Kila kitu ndio happen na approval process ya kila kitu ni Dan amefanya. So he's a very modest person. He will deny all that, but he is all that. Sema kitu Dan.
Okay, thanks Kingori. Na unachocha sana. So mine is to thank you all for coming to this event. And as mentioned yesterday, NMG is so much committed to support education through different assets that we own. TV programs, print, we have different execution on different days from Monday to Friday that are education related. We have a program by the name Newspaper in Education that goes to school. If it has not come to your school, you need to ask your principal why, so that we can engage and do something in that regards. The next part is to congratulate the panelists. These conversations are interesting, and I believe it has impacted all of you so that you're going to make a good career choice. To the Form 4s who are going to sit exams in a few weeks, the COOPS portal is open. By now you should be choosing your course and which university to join. So this should be very instrumental. When you're making those decisions, you're making it from an informed point of view. We have also Form 3s. We have 2 candidate class this year, so it's a unique year. So let's go and conquer the world. So after this, feel free to engage with all our exhibitors who are here. We couldn't have done this without them, so thanks a lot for all the exhibitors. This is the 10th edition of this event. We've done a couple of them since 2017, and we are going to have about 4 more coming this year. So thank you, and over to you, King Ori.
Asante sana. Asante. We also promised you some good vibes. Can I get my volunteer wa journalism? We had a very interesting session. My volunteer. Aya, sawa. Please come. Aya, sawa, it's okay. Kujeni tu nyinyi wawili. Now, there is someone from Asubuhi. There's someone from Morning. Yes? Ako wapi? Yes, come. Come, Cynthia. Aya, mko na mtu wa journalism? Utumishi? Mko na mtu anajitambua? Sawa sawa. Asante. Basi, just one word. Greta University had also promised us a cake, so unaweza pitia kwa stand ya Greta University, get your piece. Ama imeisha? Greta iko. Aya, Kenya Methodist University. How many umbrellas do you owe us? Sikia vile I'm entitled. Just one. With your permission, can I please give... I have another one from a previous event. Can I give this one with your permission? Aya, sawa sawa. Mtanichagulia mtu wa kupatia hapa. Our exhibitors nyi pia ni watu wa nguvu sana. I believe St. Paul's tulikuwa tumeagriaje. Niko na umbrella ya St. Paul's pia from a previous event. What? Please, nisaidie nayo. Tuko na umbrella from St. Paul's, from Billy from Kenya Methodist University. Yes. I need one more thing. Tupatie. Thank you. Yes. Kosawa. Greta wanatupatia keki. Cake is for everybody. And remember to keep break from this session. Please make sure you visit every stand. Get as much information as possible. I have a notebook ya Masinde Muliro University. Iko hapo? Still there? Ata ya JQuat. JQuat kwanza niko na ile pack ya kubeba. Kuna gift pack, si ndio? How many do we have? You can confirm. Aya. JQuat tafadhali tukonfirmie, si kama tunaweza peana hapa sahi. Kwa sababu watu wanataka. Asanteni sana kwa initiative, by the way. Masinde Muliro, naweza promise notebook. Kuna ile notebook. The notebook I used for almost 1 year. Okay. Sawa, but make sure mmepata brochure ya Masinde Muliro University. Si ndio? Na Dr. Triza, hiyo notebook ikam next time. Ni poa. Success cards for kila mtu. Wapi makofi ya pia nini Masinde Muliro? Success card ya kila mtu. Aya, sawa. We have ya St. Paul's ndio jakuja. Aya, JQuat, asante sana. It's coming. Aya, sawa. One of you atachukua umbrella ya St. Paul's, si ndio? But mumalize kwanza. Tufungieni. one word about today. Cameras ndio hizi.
Okay, we come to the end of this session. Thank you all for joining us. For those who have attended the event, for those watching us, see you next time at NTV.
Makofi yake. Nice. Twende.
Good afternoon. My name is Oruguru Mundia from the NAKURU Girls High School, and we are here to thank each and every person who contributed to the beginning and the end of this event. This Career Expo has great help to our students, as Form 3s, as Form 4s. For those who are in Form 1 and Form 2, you have a great and an unbelievable opportunity to understand career choices before you reach the end. For us Form 3s and Form 4s, it's not yet too late. And for those who have not been able to manage to come to this event, my encouragement is keep going. Listen to what we've been told and put it into practice. Thank you.
Asante sana. Asante. Twende kazi.
A very good morning to you. It's afternoon. A very good afternoon to you. My name is King Davey from Jomo Kenyatta Boys. To you, bringing you this show is NTV Live from Nakuru. This is Rift Valley Sports Club, and we are signing off to you from us. Is a bye-bye.
Wow. Hey. Wewe. We. Is it just me ama mumesikia Jomo Kenyatta? Wewe. Aya, sawa basi twende.
Thank you again for joining us. We are coming to the close of this session. Thank you for all who has joined us, our accompanying teachers, our panelists for the great information. We are coming to the close, and we hope that all of you have benefited from this talk. Well, for our host Nation Media Group, Dr. Kingori, it's a goodbye from us. Till next time, my name is Cynthia Ondokuru.
Wow! Asanteni sana. Wow. I'm so happy. Nimefurahi sana kukua kwa hii session. If there is an airport yenye mna watch sahi na mja get announcer na Cynthia ako hapa, aki nani, she should just start working from high school. Anaweza ama hawezi? Manze, asanteni sana. All of you will get giveaways from our partners. Cynthia, you'll pick your umbrella ya St. Paul's from Pale. Kemo University have given us 2 umbrellas. With their permission, I'm giving mine because I have another umbrella ya Kembu na niko na umbrella ya St. Paul's. So you'll pick your umbrella from the stand ya St. Paul's. Ini yako. You get a notebook, and I believe I'm able to get you an umbrella and another gift pia, sindio? To complement, ndio tukuwe na equality, sindio? Alafu there's cake for everybody from Gretsa University. Please make sure pia visit stand ya Boomerang. Study in Canada kabisa. Boomerang kwanza, you need to go. Ukifika hapo uliza Mr. Good Vibes. Ask him all the questions you can. I'll not tell him his name. I'll let you introduce. Ako hapo sahi ananiangalia. Uliza tu Mr. Good Vibes. That's my name for him. That's my nickname nimempatia. Atafanya uende majuu ASAP. Make sure you visit every stand. From me, I think tumefunga. Asanteni sana to our panelists. Jipigieni makofi pia. Asante. DJ, wafanyie kama jana. And remember, this live stream tumefanyiwa na Faraji Media, I believe, sindio? Faraji Media, kazi poa sana from yesterday. Very good work pale kwa live streaming. Sound, #entertainment. #entertainment. Aki, ile place mtatuona tumeenda tena different part of the country. Nimeongea na mdosi, Dana kwa wapi? Dan tunaenda na #entertainment. Mujitete vizuri. That's very good sound. Si mnasikia mtu anasikika from every corner of this field. Aya, sawa. Asanteni sana for the team that made this possible. Team ya NTV wako pale kwa ile kona. Wale watu wote walikuwa wanataka kuniuliza swali ya how to get to the media, kimbieni kwa ile tent iko pale ya NTV. Make sure muulize akina Rose Wanjohi. Kuna madam anaitwa hapo Rose Wanjohi. Haezi ongea kwa microphone but ako hapo ataongea, na dem anaitwa Vero. Kitu yote unataka kuuliza about NTV, go ask her. Ako hapo kwa hiyo kona. Asanteni sana.